The earnings and income limits for Ssdi beneficiaries, otherwise known as Social Security Disability. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome and thanks so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as I'm back each and every day to help you out in any way that I can through these videos. Thank you, I truly appreciate it. Let's get into it and discuss the very important numbers associated with earnings and income limits for Ssdi beneficiaries. Now let's be real. We're in a time right now where everybody needs some extra money. Especially if you're living on a small fixed income like Ssdi, you're starting to find out that our dollars are certainly not going as far with the rapidly rising prices that we're experiencing on the goods and services that we continue to buy on a regular basis. It's getting pretty hard to stretch our dollars, right? At some point we could stretch our dollars, but it's gotten to the point now where it's like, we can't stretch anymore, seriously. We're at the end of our rope, we've stretched as much as we possibly can, and now what can we do to get some extra money as we wait for Congress to approve additional raises to benefits? But as we all know, that could take a very, very long time. So we want to better understand how much can we actually earn if you're starting to think about some different ideas and ways that you can bring in a couple extra $100 a month, maybe $500, maybe $1,000, or maybe you're just going for, let's bring in as much income as we possibly can as an Ssdi beneficiary before we may be facing potential garnishment and or complete elimination of benefits because maybe you've earned too much. So these are some very important numbers that we need to better understand because, like I said, there are earnings limits, and if we exceed them, and of course, if Social Security finds out, which, let me tell you, they will, you got to know how much you can earn each and every month. Otherwise, you could potentially be facing garnishment of benefits. Now, again, I'm just saying, I do not want to tell you this to scare anybody, but it is the facts. If you are starting to work and have an income on Ssdi, you need to know how much you can earn each and every month. Otherwise, you're going to get the dreaded letter. You know which letter I'm talking about, right? You get the letter and you see it in your mailbox and you think, uh-oh, what did I do, right? Yeah. Anyway, let's get into the numbers here because everybody wants to know what are the numbers. Let me lay them out for you. Clear and simple, straight to the point. Let's get into it. So for Ssdi, they actually break it down into two separate categories, blind and non-blind. If you're blind, I'm guessing you probably know. If you're non-blind, again, I'm guessing you probably know. The reason you want to know this is because based on whatever category you're in, as in the reason you're receiving Ssdi benefits, it's going to determine how much you can actually earn on a monthly basis. And let me tell you this much. The numbers are very, very different. So you need to know which category you're in as far as why you receive Ssdi, because it's going to determine how much you can actually earn. And you need to know this number. All right, let's run through these. For non-blind individuals, you can earn up to $1,310 each and every month without fear of your benefits being garnished, okay? Now, stick with me for another minute because we're going to talk through this a little bit further after I get done running through these numbers, and we need to know some very important information as well. All right, so non-blind, $1,310 each and every month without fear of garnishment of your benefits. All right, blind individuals. If you are a blind individual receiving Ssdi, you can earn up to $2,190 each and every month without fear of garnishment of benefits. So as you can see, there's a dramatic difference in benefits right here, or as far as how much you can earn. $1,310 versus $2,190. It's a big difference, right? So that's why you need to know which category you're in. It's actually a difference of $880. I just roughly did the mental math, so I hope I'm right there, but I think I'm right based on the mental math I just ran. So that's a big difference, right? As you can see there. Now here's the thing. They also have another acronym that you want to pay attention to. It is called, or it is SGA. It stands for Substantial Gainful Activity. So basically what the Social Security Administration says is, if you're an Ssdi beneficiary and you're earning over the limits that we've established, $1,310 or $2,190, then we would determine that as substantial gainful activity. In other words, you earn enough money where we don't feel like we need to give you benefits anymore, is essentially basically what they're saying. Or if you earn a little bit over, we may garnish a little bit of your benefit. If you earn substantially over, we're just going to straight up garnish and stop your benefits, right? So it's why you need to know these numbers and why you need to recognize what the SGA is for the category that you fall into. All right, so a couple other things here that we need to talk about. First off, if you're receiving SSDI benefits and you're considering starting to work, the best thing I can say to do, of course, I cannot give you advice. I can't tell you anything set in stone. These are general terms that we're talking about right here because, of course, everybody watching this has a different situation, right? Everybody's situation is different. But here's what I'm going to advise you to do. If you're thinking about working because you need to get some extra income, and now, by the way, when I say working, I mean, you could be self-employed, you could be selling stuff online, you could be working a 9 to 5, you could be working part-time, you could be doing all kinds of things. Income is essentially what I'm referring to right here. So working, getting income, whatever it is, you need to know this. The first thing I would say to do, call Social Security, have a conversation with an agent, tell them your intentions and say, hey, I'm struggling. I'm only getting $820 a month from my SSDI. I can't do this anymore. I need to get an extra couple $100s a month. I can't have my ends meet. My ends are not meeting anymore. I need an extra couple $100s a month. I'm going to start working. So tell them your intentions because they're going to ask you a whole bunch of questions. They're going to say, okay, where are you going to be working? How many hours a week are you going to be working? What is your hourly pay? What is your salary? They want to know how much you plan on earning. And they're going to run through all these benefits or these numbers with you and say, okay, you're a non-blind individual. You can earn up to, $13.10 a month. If you exceed that, blank, 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 we might garnish your payments, all this kind of stuff. You might have the work period. If you haven't worked yet and you're on SSDI, you could go into this work period where you get, I believe it's 9 months, where you get to work for 9 months. Again, check that out with the agent. I believe it's 9 months you get to work, and you can earn essentially as much as you want during that time. But again, this is not advice in any way. I'm not saying that. Don't go out and earn a whole bunch of money because if you're not in that period, you might have a bad situation going for you, right? So my point is, call Social Security, have a conversation with an agent, tell them your intentions, and it's totally fine. It's okay. There's nothing to fear here. Here is what you should be fearing, though. If you don't tell them and you start working and earning an income and you don't tell them, I can promise you this much. They're going to find out. I know it's tempting to think I'm going to go out and earn a bunch of money and I'm not going to tell them. I'm going to grab my benefit. I'm going to earn a bunch of money and it's going to be great. I'm going to live. I'm going to sail off into the sunset and I'm going to have a really good life because I'm going to have my income and my SSDI on top of it. Trust me, if you start doing that, they're going to find out and it is going to be an ugly situation. Please be honest with them, be transparent with them, and it's okay. They're not going to yell at you. They're not going to scold you. There's no problem with it at all. That's totally okay. You can work with SSDI. It's not a problem at all. They don't care one bit. But you got to make sure that you earn under the limits. Otherwise, they might say, hey, yo, you've earned too much, and now we need to talk because we might need to start knocking some of your benefit down. You know what I mean? But here's another thing that I would recommend to you. If you have the opportunity to go out and earn just a boatload of money, then do it. Seriously. Don't restrict yourself. If you have the opportunity to make $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month or something like that because you've gotten into something really cool, maybe you've started a business, maybe you started working for somebody, maybe you have a family member that hired you, I don't know the situation, but what my point is, if you have the opportunity to go out and make just a boatload of money and all of a sudden you might be facing the total loss of your benefits, I'd say, you know what? Go for it. Seriously. If you can make just a ton of money and then lose your benefit on top of that, I'd say, seriously, who cares? If you can make so much money that it doesn't even faze you anymore, then go ahead. Seriously. Don't let it restrict you. But at the same time, if that's not your situation, as in you're just looking for an extra $1,000 a month, maybe $1,500 or whatever you're trying to get, you got to have that conversation with Social Security because it's very important because they might say you can earn up to this limit, but if you earn over that limit, your benefits are going to reduce. Well, at that point, if that's the case, of course, you don't want to earn over the limit because what would be the point, right? If you're going to earn $1,500 a month and then lose your benefit, that would make no sense at all. But if you're going to earn $1,000 a month and your benefit is untouched, then I'd say, sweet, right? Go out and earn yourself $1,000 a month. It might make a huge difference to your life, right? So again, this is not advice. I can't give you advice because I don't know everybody's situation. But what I can do is I would recommend calling Social Security, have a conversation with them, and talk through your exact situation, and they can advise you on what to do from there. I can't advise you, right? But I can tell you these numbers. 1310 as a non-blind individual or 2190 as a blind individual, and anything above that would be considered SGA. In other words, substantial gainful activity. You're earning enough money where they think, you don't need us anymore, kind of thing, right? Chop, chop, there goes your benefit. No, we want to make sure that you are within the parameters of what you can earn, or you're earning so much money that you don't even care about your $800 benefit anymore, right? So either do one or the other. Earn so much money that you don't even care anymore, or earn under the limit so that it just, you're within the parameters and all is good, right? You're out there on your boat, you're sailing around, you're earning under your limit, you can still get your benefit, and you can earn them as much money that you can right there as far as under the limit. You know what I mean? It's just kind of a good situation, but you kind of got to tread lightly because you need to know what the numbers are and you need to talk to them because transparency is key, is basically what it all comes down to, right? So anyway, I hope this helps you out. Pretty simple stuff, but one more thing I just forgot to mention a little bit earlier. If these limits do increase a little bit each year, it's not much. I'm just going to tell you that much. It's not like they double it each year. No, it's not even close, in fact. I think they go up anywhere between maybe like $50 and $90-ish dollars. Maybe I'd say probably less than $100 a year. It's a little bit different each and every year, but I think it goes up, $80, $90, $70, $100 maybe at most. It's not a whole lot. So it will be adjusting once again when the new year comes. Well, before the new year comes, we'll get that new announcement. But by the way, this is for 2021, these earning limits. So in 2022, the earnings limits will increase a little bit. We don't know what those are quite yet, but I'd imagine anywhere between, less than $100 is generally what it is. So again, when we get that new information, I'll come back and I'll let you know what that new earnings limit is for you. But either way, hope this helps you out. I know I've had a few people reaching out to me asking this. In fact, not too many days ago, I hosted a live stream and I had a few people out there asking me, hey, how much can I earn on SSDI? Well, hope this lays it out for you. So thanks so much for your support. I truly appreciate it. Subscribe down below, share the videos with your friends, family, social media, and of course, go back and check out some other videos right here on the channel. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. Please remember, I'm here to help you out in any way that I can. I'm here to answer your questions and ultimately just do whatever I can to help out this community as a whole. Thanks again. I appreciate it. Subscribe down below.